But it's not until dawn's first light that all of the magnificence of Big Bend is revealed. At Big Bend, the Chisos Mountains rise abruptly from the desert landscape like a forested island in the sky. The Rio Grande carves through limestone, creating deep canyons. And the Chihuahuan Desert stretches on like a giant inland sea. Big Bend is a place where the horizon seems to stretch into infinity.
Big Bend National Park is worthy of being a national park because there's almost no place on Earth like it. It has the combination of desert, mountains, and river all in one place.
So you not only have the opportunity to see these three dramatic habitats, but we also have the opportunity to preserve them as a part of a larger ecosystem, as a whole package.
It is the largest protected area of the Chihuahuan Desert within the United States. In the desert of Big Bend, air temperatures can reach 120 degrees. Some areas of the park receive less than 6 inches of rain a year. Weeks, sometimes even months, can pass before a drop of rain touches the ground.
It is not impossible to see 115 for days at a time. Water can be very scarce here. Visitors need to be prepared for traveling cross-country or on trails in remote, oftentimes warm, sunny areas.
Don't get caught without water. Be prepared. It's hot out there.
It's hard to believe that this great desert was once a vast inland sea. Today, the fossilized remains of clams and other marine animals are embedded in the limestone rock. In time, the sea retreated, giving way to humid and swampy lands roamed by dinosaurs and other reptiles. Today, the bones of dinosaurs remain on the Big Bend landscape. Eventually, this land transformed into desert. When Spanish explorers arrived at Big Bend some 4 centuries ago, they dubbed it El Despoblado, the uninhabited land. They couldn't have been more wrong.
The diversity in Big Bend is one of its strongest resources. When many people think of a desert, it's of an open and barren and almost lifeless place. But Big Bend is exactly the opposite.
59 different types of cacti grow and blossom in the desert of Big Bend, along with more than 3,600 species of insects, 56 species of reptiles, and more than 1,300 species of plants.
So a number of these plants have amazing adaptations that allow them to not only survive but thrive within these conditions.
Like most plants in the Chihuahuan Desert, Big Bend's cactus have developed remarkable ways to store water. The prickly pear keeps water in a fleshy stem that is protected by a shield of sharp spines. The living rock cactus shrinks in dry times, with its crown sometimes becoming lower than the surface soil. But some of the more common plants of the Big Bend Desert are arguably the most amazing. The giant dagger yucca often blooms only every few years. Its bloom stalks can weigh up to 70 pounds. The Havard agave, or century plant, can grow 15 feet high and live up to 50 years. The lechuguilla is another species of agave, one that's found only in the Chihuahuan Desert. During their life cycles, the century plant and lechuguilla will bloom only once.
It puts all its energy into a single reproductive event. It puts up a reproductive stalk, and then, of course, after it spends all its energy, the plant dies.
But even in death, the lechuguilla and century plants sustain life. The dead biomass returns precious nutrients back into the desert soil, and their stalks become food for desert wildlife, like the javelina. It looks like a pig and smells like a skunk. But the javelina is actually a member of a family of hoofed animals known as peccaries.
A classic example of a well-adapted desert animal that can get by on relatively little water, that can feed upon almost anything that's out there, from mesquite twigs to prickly pear cactus, thorns and all. They are now a common denizen of the desert, and one that is a great example of being able to survive here.
But surviving in the desert ultimately depends on its most precious resource.
I interrupt you, but I do need to let you know this is
In the
copyright
hottest,
material, so you
driest part
cannot
of
be
Big
recording
Bend,
this.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very
tadpoles
much.
swim in pools
Sorry.
of rain.
I got a cactus garden here. All the different plants. That looks like a Soko. Look at the spines on that baby. Prickly pears. Octilio. Lote bush. Ocotillo. Ocotillo. That's it right there, the spiny looking job. Honey mesquite. See plenty of that. Man, look at that big rascal. Blind prickly pear. That's it. Doesn't have long spines. Like this one. That's what the guy was talking about. Purplish prickly pear. See nose. So cool. There it is. Alina. Basket grass. This one right here, Nolina. How about that? Tar bush. Well, they got all kinds of plants out here. Tasajillo. Tasajillo. Giant dagger yucca. Javelina. Saw one last night, or this morning, when I went to the bathroom. It was still dark, and I heard this funny noise. Shined a light on it, and he took off running. It is cooler today. Not sure what the elevation is here. Flower, spiny, prickly pear, rainbow cactus.